clock anymore. According to the City of Castle Hills clock, we're a minute late. According to Verizon, we're 2 minutes early. So let's meet in the middle if nobody has the objection to us starting so we can get it done. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Board of Adjustments meeting, Monday, April 28th, 5:30 p.m. at City Hall. We are called to order. There is a quorum present. Is there a motion on the minutes? Cassidy's made the motion. Zach seconded the motion. All in favor, say aye. It's approved. 3, a public hearing on an application from Luis Jimenez for a variance 3rd ABSU on a property located at 204 Crumeria, Block 114, Lot 13. Contrary to Section 5038 requirements applicable to all districts, accessory buildings, detached ABSUs. Same format if we can tonight, where we're going to combine the public hearing. I'll open it and close it unless there's an objection to that. Then we'll open the agenda item and we'll take comments during the regular agenda item if that's all right. It is now 5:31 p.m. Public hearing is now open. Being no one wishing to speak, it is now 5:32 and the public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion on this item? Zach has made the motion. It's been seconded by Justin. Okay, I'm gonna give a little speech, and it's gonna be a quick one, but I need to put some things in perspective because I notice the same people are here tonight that were here before, with probably the same comments, and I've heard from various people today. In the last meeting, in the last hearing, we asked the city for some specific clarification on items. That has to do with kennels, with pens, with tree houses, all the various and sundry things that are located on that property. I also specifically asked about a trailer that was on blocks. And let me report back to everyone what was reported to me by the building inspectors. On my hit list was the trailer. The trailer is on blocks. However, the trailer is on blocks to keep tire rot from happening. It has ruts. It has been moved. It has been used as a trailer, which is permissible under city code to have blocks to prevent tire rot on a vehicle that's in a grass area in the rear of the home. It was also reported to me from the building inspector that the city does not require, never has required, and will not require, is anticipated by any code, a permit to build a pen, a doghouse, a tree house, any such structure. So those are not considered ABSUs. Now, the big determination, and this is what I find of great interest, is that, you know, we have a lot of what we call grandfathered carports all over town that are under the old codes attached because they're attached screwed to the building. Under the new codes, to be a common building, it has to have a common attached wall that is shared mutually with the building it's attached to, including a common roof line. Is that correct, Louis?
And also closed off on 3 sides.
And closed off on 3 sides. So, and that is why in the beginning, and now I'm going to say a few things about the city. The city has a great inspector company that they use. It's Bruce Beeler, who's been around Castle Hills for a long, long time, and he's about my age. And he has some young people working for him. And every now and then, Bruce will interpret codes based on the old codes and especially when it comes to things like carports. But the reality is, and the legality part of it is, that we are now governed under the new international building codes, which makes all these grandfathered carports, when it comes for an application for an additional ABSU, that carport all over the city has to be classified as an ABSU. Now, putting it in perspective of the Jimenez property, if that were not the case, we would not be sitting here tonight because he would be applying for a second ABSU, which is allowed under the code, which was permitted and inspected, not seeking a third. However, since we are under the new building codes, and by the way, it took us a month to get to the bottom line of all these legal eccentricities. The only thing that is before us is whether, and I am not willing as the chairman of this board to waive that requirement. I cannot do that because that would change the entire legal building structure of our city. So what we have before us tonight is a sole application for a third ABSU, which we have a lot of instances in this city and in front of this board that that's been done before. So I would ask the board to consider all the questions that we had last week regarding the ancillary things. That is the report that we asked for, and that is the report that I was provided. So what we are considering tonight is solely an additional, a third ABSU. Okay? Any questions for me on that from the board? Okay, the motion has been made and has been seconded. Does anyone wish to speak on this item? And I would like to say, does anybody want to add anything to what we've spoken? Margot, yes, ma'am. Come on up, please, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Margot Pena, 206 Cremeria. I would like for you to explain once again about the trailer not being a structure.
Okay, I'll be glad to.
Please.
Yes, ma'am. When I saw the trailer on the picture, my personal observation was, is that a structure? Is that something that is permanent and sits there all the time and is never moved? The building inspector specifically inspected it. The tires are not rotted. It is fully mobile and it had ruts of recent movement, which makes it a vehicle. That's the question I asked, and that was the report I was given.
Never been moved.
Thank you for your input, Margot.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Cassie, do you have any comments or questions? Okay. Do you have any comments or questions? Okay, Zach, do you have any comments or questions? One ABSU, sure. Right. One ABSU is the carport garage, what has traditionally been the carport garage. And the other ABSU is an ancillary storage building in the back right corner. No, none of that is not it for consideration with us. Anything else? Okay. Okay, the motion, Justin. Yeah, no, you have a comment?
So the carport, if it had the same roof line,
No, if it was enclosed on three sides and had a common wall with the house, it would not be an ABSU.
Okay.
But since it's not, under the new code, it is considered.
And that's what the engineer or the inspector thought it was not an ABU?
The first, yes, it was not governed that way
So I'm
first
so
time.
confused on how the permit was issued.
Because it was not, when it was first issued, when the first permit was issued, the carport was not in question at that time. It was one of those things, the city looked at it like a second ABSU. Okay, and they issued the permits. When it was further inspected, the validation on the carport was brought into play by the new building code. So it becomes, instead of a permitted, not have to come to us for a second ABSU, it became a third ABSU based on the carport determination, and that's how it came to us.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay, the motion has been made and seconded. All in favor of approval, say aye or raise your hand. All opposed, raise your hand. Okay, it is 3-1. I'm the one. I voted for. Thank you. The motion has been defeated. The variance is not granted. Okay. Item number 5, public hearing and application from John Hackett on a variance for a structure which exceeds the maximum amount of impervious cover on a property of lot single A at 105 Lujan, contrary to 5064 area regulations, building must not cover 1/3 of the entire lot with impervious. It is now 5:40. Hearing is now open on this item. Is there anyone other than the applicant wishing to speak on this item? Since there's no one to speak on this item, it is now 5:41 and a half, and the public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion to consider? Zach's made the motion. It's seconded by Cassidy. Mr. Architect, would you come up and introduce yourself, please?
My name is John Hackett. I'm the architect of record for the client, the Foxes. And what we're looking at doing, the current property based on the pamphlet I gave you, all those improvements were done in 1967. So obviously, nothing has been touched on the pool. And we've been contracted to bring this thing up to date. So the main issue we have is a Virginia Grand Baker Act 2009, which requires 2 dual main drains on any private or public pool vessel to prevent entrapment. This particular pool is still running on copper and galvanized plumbing, 1 floor drain, which makes it totally in violation with that act. And we can't actually touch that vessel unless we can go in and redo the plumbing and put the dual floors in the bottom and bring that plumbing out to the equipment. So to do that, we have to remove a lot of the concrete, which is also settled due to tree roots and stuff. So we're looking at revamping that pool. Basically, the shell staying the same, but we're going to peel out the concrete, improve all the plumbing, and make the electrical changes we need to bring that up to code and the plumbing up to code, and then replace the concrete. Our net difference is about 313 feet on the change, but it's still 8% over your impervious cover with all the existing structures that have been there. They're original.
Okay. Thank you. Cassidy, any questions? Justin?
The concrete stepstones, that's a change from the old plan?
There are some stepstones there,
Okay.
but that'll stay the same. We're just going to put that back. It's different format, different design, but it's going to be the same format to getting out to the pool.
And then did we hear anything back from neighbors?
No, we
Okay.
haven't.
Is there any flooding issues with this property?
Not that I'm aware of.
Is the homeowner here
No, I have me representing them.
or? Okay, well, that's the only question I have.
Zach?
So I mean, it's existing status exceeds the impervious.
Correct.
So buildings, 300 some odd square meters.
Correct. And that's just basically on the update, given a little bit different.
What is the total variance requested percentage-wise over the allowance?
Let me pull that up here.
By my calculation, looked at.
So You're looking at
70.
9,781 square feet allowed, and we're proposing 12,263, which is mostly the existing house,
What's the percentage?
8%.
8%. And the change of improvement is what percentage? Because you're over now. And we
Uh,
figure that's about 3%.
Not even that, at 300 square feet.
Okay,
Yeah, it's less, probably not even a percent.
okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? It's been made, motion has been made and seconded. All in favor, say, raise your hand. It's unanimous. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item number 7, a public hearing on application from Javier Grayton for a variance of side yard setback structure on a property located at 111 Sir Arthur Court. Contrary to regulations, minimum side yard setback will be 10 feet. Castle Hills Code of Ordinances. Is the applicant present? Is the applicant present? We're not going to hear this. Take it off, move it to next month if they want to show up.
Yes, sir. Just so that you know, notification was sent out to them by email on the 27th of March.
That's fine. If there's no objection from the board, we weren't going to hear that. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Being no further business in front of the board, this meeting is adjourned.